Hi, my name is Carolyn, and I have been attending Northwest Hills since I came to Oregon State University my freshman year in college, which was in 1968. I was blessed to be raised in a wonderful family. I had parents that had a great marriage, loved each other, and loved their children. We attended church regularly. My parents were Sunday school teachers and involved in leadership, and church was a part of our life. In high school, I went to Lake Oswego High School, and Young Life was going, and they encouraged us to go to a summer camp that summer, so my girlfriends and I went to camp. And when we got there, we filled out a form that they wanted to get to know us better, our counselors, so they asked, are you a Christian? And I said yes, and they said, why do you believe you are? And my answer was, well, I believe in God. And so throughout the week, we just had great talks. They presented God in a more personal way and Jesus in a more personal way than I had ever heard before. And at the end of the week, they sent us off on our own to think about what we wanted for our relationship with God. And so when I went off that night, I prayed, and I became a Christian. And that's when I began following Jesus. The following summer, I was able to go to a work crew and spend a whole month at camp and continue growing and getting stronger in my faith and developing relationships that actually would carry over into college. So I entered Oregon State University and knew that I needed to follow Jesus. I knew that I needed to get involved in a church. And they said there's this great church that's just starting called Northwest Hills, and it was meeting in the Jefferson grade school gym. So I started going. It was amazing that I could be there at the beginning of Northwest Hills and even attended the groundbreaking ceremony here. I was dating a man named Clay, and I knew that he was not a believer. I knew that he had not made that decision to personally receive Christ, even though he grew up in a church. And I knew also that I wanted to please God, and I needed to date a Christian man, and I needed to marry a Christian man. So I began to pray for Clay, for opportunities for him to come to faith in Christ. And I had a girlfriend in my sorority. Her name was Ginger, and she was involved in Campus Crusade and said, there's this retreat that's coming up. Would you like to go? And I said, well, I'd love to. And then I thought this would be the opportunity for Clay to really hear the whole gospel message. So it was at that retreat that he received the Lord. That was the beginning of us starting our Christ-centered relationship. And for 2 years, we just attended church, Bible studies. We were involved with small groups at Northwest Hills. Then we got married. This church has just meant so much to us because it's provided great classes on raising children, on marriage, on Bible studies. And I'm just so thankful to the Lord for the life that He's given me. And knowing Jesus has changed everything. God put me on a path, and just a step at a time, He guided me. And I am so thankful that I did not step off that rock, that I stayed on His path. My encouragement to you this morning is to keep following Jesus, to stay in fellowship with Him, to be involved in a church, in small groups, in Bible studies. The joy that it brings and that it has brought me to always be seeking the Lord and being in fellowship with the church. My life verse that has guided me for many years is Colossians 1:10, to walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, to please Him in all respects, to bear fruit in every good work, and increase in the knowledge of God.